This is so impromptu. Okay.
Ooh, awesome. All right, well, welcome to our season 2, episode 14, MVP Real Estate Podcast. We have, is it Alea?
Yes, it's
Okay,
Alea.
awesome. I wanted to make sure I was saying the name correctly. Um, you were coming from overseas, so another overseas guest. Where are you in today?
Presently, I'm here in Dubai, UAE.
Okay. Is that where you live full time, or are
Um,
you?
yeah, it's like I'm a resident, but I'm originally from the Philippines, so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
here for work also.
Awesome. And how
And
long have you
mhm,
been there?
I've been here for like 6 years, but before I fully engage into real estate, I'm also a nurse. I'm
Oh,
a
okay.
registered nurse.
Oh, wow. That's a
Awesome.
Yeah.
big
And
commitment.
yes, I fully shifted a career like from being a nurse to real estate. Actually,
That's
I'm also
awesome.
studying
That's
Bachelor of
awesome.
Science of Real Estate Management. Yeah, thank you.
We have a lot of guests that come from like all different fields and end up in real estate. So I think you're the first nurse real estate transfer we've had.
Oh,
But
really? Yeah.
yeah, it usually works out that way. We've had a different career beforehand, and then you run into real estate, and then you, I don't know, get stuck or fall in love. Either one. But yeah, I always start the show the same way. You kind of give us a background of where you're from, but can you walk us through more of how your journey from nursing turned into full-time real estate and how that brought you to where you are at now?
Okay. Yeah. When I was a nurse, of course, so since here in UAE, so in my extra time, I'm share the benefits of investing in real estate because Filipinos, we all know, we always go abroad and we work, then everything like that. Then we end up still we're not financially ready when we retire. Okay. So that's a big realization for me. So then I realized that every Filipino or worker should establish and prepare for their retirement. So it became my passion to share it to everyone. So while during or after my work, so I look for co-nurses, my friends, or foreigners or anyone that I could share the benefit of investing. Then it came to realize to me that I think for me to be fully share it to everyone and maximize the time, I need to do it full time. So for 3 years, I'm doing it as part-time work. Then now I am into real estate. So that's it. And
Awesome. And
I'm
did
based here
nursing,
in
did
UAE.
nursing bring you?
And the nursing for me, I work in Saudi for like 3 years. Then I moved to UAE for like 4 years working. So roughly like 7 years as a nurse.
Wow. It's a good career.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Actually,
And
I'm also
like this is,
Mhm.
oh,
I also
sorry.
have a license for US. US
Oh,
is
wow.
waiting. Well, yeah, I have an exam, but I keep on waiting.
Did you specialize in anything specific with the nursing?
Yeah, I'm more on the cardio,
Oh,
but
that's
like
what
I said,
my dad was a cardiovascular surgeon.
oh yeah, oh I see. Wow, it's a good rate,
Yeah.
good professional fee rate. Yeah,
Yeah.
they are the expert. Like I said, if I could take good care of your heart, I could take good care of your pocket as well.
Of course you
Oh, that
could.
is awesome.
Yeah.
That's like that's the slogan for your company for sure.
Oh
I'll take care
yeah,
of your
that's
heart
my favorite spiel.
and your pocket.
Yes.
So that your journey is fascinating to me because obviously I'm in the US. I only invest in one small, well, maybe two counties, 2 or 3 counties right now. And you have gone across countries where I'm sure real estate in the Philippines is way different than the other places that you've journeyed to
Mhm.
along your real estate journey. And then to take a real estate exam in a different country and get that rolling. Like that to me is, I can't fathom that one. Because I couldn't imagine going into a different country and doing real estate. Like that's something that would be super fascinating if it happens in the future. But man, that's awesome. That's super
Uh,
unique for your journey.
Yeah, thank you. It's really a challenge, but we need to embrace challenge. I guess.
Yeah. What were some of those big challenges moving over from, I mean, what you grew up with in the Philippines to then, I don't know, did it turn upside down on you when you went to a different country, or was it kind of similar, or?
Well, of course, there is difference really here, but UAE is really a friendly country. You feel safe and everything. That's like, you don't feel like you're a foreigner really. And then people are very generous as well, and they're friendly. You feel safe. And also my family is here, so it's like I feel
Oh, that's
home
nice.
as well. Yeah, especially
Yeah.
this kind of COVID. So it feels like there's no COVID here. There's a lot of visitors, especially we have the Expo 2020. So there are a lot of foreigners at the moment, but
Gotcha.
they're still very strict when it comes to COVID precautions like that, even to this time.
Yeah, it's kind of different all over the country here in the US. We've got some pockets where there's still like strict and people aren't going out to restaurants.
That
And
would
then you
be
have
Oregon.
where we live where, yeah, where no one wears a mask and
Yeah.
restaurants are fully going. And yeah, it's weird across countries.
It's like the Wild West out here.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. What are some of what was your first thing getting into real estate when you were in a new country? Did you get your license first, or did you buy an investment first? What was that? How did that all shake out?
Oh, okay. So because I'm so scared for the first investment, I'm really shaking and everything because I don't know how to pay it,
Right.
really. But with great courage, I just do it because the way how we invest in the Philippines is like we don't need to pay it off like the whole price. We
Mhm.
can just
Mhm.
do staggered payments. It will be like a portion by portion until a certain period, like example, like 3 years. We need to pay it for the 20% only, and then the 80% will be during the turnover time. So while the project still ongoing process during the construction, then we can start paying. So we don't need to shell out big amount of money. So
Yeah.
in that way, we can start the investment. So like I got my first property for roughly like $70,000. Now the price is like doubled
Oh, wow.
because of the time. Yeah. So that was like 2017. And now at present, the price is double.
That's
That's
awesome.
So
awesome.
yes,
And now you buy these properties and you flip them, or you buy them and
um,
you hold on to them?
I want to hold it.
You,
And
you want to hold it?
really, I
Okay.
encourage,
That's what I
yes,
love.
yeah, I actually that's a marketing strategy that we can flip it after some time, but I really encourage the long term because that's the way how we earn more, right? We generate money more, and that is really for a preparation for retirement, so that we can generate passive income like that. It will be more sustainable.
Yeah, absolutely. So you buy these, you rent them out, and then
Mhm.
do you fix them as well? Is that what appreciates the value, or do you just wait for just natural appreciation?
Yes, there is a natural appreciation, but of course we need to furnish it with some basic stuff, and then it will be rented for long term. It could be long term or in a daily basis, like an Airbnb.
Yeah.
So better
And you
being
said you
mhm.
furnish them, right?
Yeah, we need to
Okay,
furnish it
so
so it will be better.
yeah, and that's a difference between here and there. When
Mhm.
I have a rented unit, it's vacant. They move their stuff in, they make it theirs. All we do is like you basically like put the flooring in, you paint the walls, you make it look homey, but you don't put like couches or TVs
Same with,
or
yeah,
tables.
same with
But
me
you're
too.
saying you do furnish it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, there is an option also for not to furnish, but of course the rent will be way different. And
yeah,
especially if your posting will be for a long-term rent, like this kind of family or renter, they have their own staff, then it's okay. But if your posting is really for daily rent, then we need to furnish the property.
oh,
because your
Yes.
renter will be come
Yes,
and
the
go.
daily ones, like the Airbnbs. Yes. Okay. So how much of your portfolio is the daily rental and how much is your long-term?
Okay, so at present, most of my properties still in the pre-selling. I have one that is in the process. Okay, for the I want to post it for a long-term rent because given the situation that um, it's a tourism and the renters are are travelers, but I see to it could be self-liquidating the one that I
Okay.
have because it's close to the what you call this one. It's in Mall of Asia where it's like a Singapore type like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
So
hope it
good
will
like
generate
traffic in
more.
that one?
Yes, yes. There is a
Yeah.
market for that one.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely.
That's awesome. And that's
Yeah.
Airbnb is something that fascinates me. I feel
Yes.
like obviously the potential for making money is a lot higher because any short-term
Mhm.
rental, the price is going to go up. But then with that, the management fees are going to go up because you're doing so
Yes.
many turnovers. So
Yes.
do you do that all yourself or do you sub that out for like a cleaner or do you have maintenance?
Well, we cannot do it by alone, so we need some people to help us. So, in our also developer, we have someone to help us to manage because majority of the investors or unit owners are abroad or based abroad, especially of my clients.
Mhm.
So we have like a prime key leasing to help us with the management of the unit. So they are in
Okay.
charge for the cleaning services and everything, even for the leasing
Oh, they do all
like
the
that.
leasing paperwork too?
Yes.
Oh, so
Yes.
you are just, you're living the dream right now. You're hands off, hand over the keys. You guys got it.
Yeah.
And
We
then
need
you get
help.
to,
We also need help, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, that's what, from when I was getting into, who've done it for 10, 20 years, they said, buy your property and factor in the price of somebody else to manage it because you are not going to want to manage it your whole life. You may start
Yeah.
out that way, but you're going to need help. So build the price in.
That's exactly
Natasha's,
that's exactly what I did when I bought
yep.
when I bought my property. I was like, okay, rent is going to be X, Y, or Z because I need to cover my mortgage and I need to cover the property management company. I guess I'll go ahead and pay for the landscaping, but everything else needs to be covered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It should be. So that we
And
will
that's cool.
generate more money.
Yeah. And it'll ease your mind a little bit too. I'm sure.
Yes. But I'm
Is
doing
there
my
like,
mhm.
oh no, you go,
Yes.
sorry.
No, no. Well, I'm doing it little by little so that like compounding one by
Yeah.
one.
Right.
Yep. Yep. And that's how it all starts. You just got to get the first one and then it kind of compounds on top of it, which is great.
Yeah.
And Natasha, I don't know if we're still getting feedback, but I apologize for the delay in the video here. Hopefully we can clean that up a little bit when we edit. So sorry to the listeners for the delay. We'll try our best to clean it up.
We'll see.
Yeah. I've heard of Airbnbs, and one of the things that was fascinating with Airbnbs, because they're short-term rentals, people, at least in the US, are getting a little bit more creative with like themes. Like they'll do a themed unit. So when you come to
Mhm.
Milwaukee, it might be like one of the sport teams,
Mhm.
or like we had some TV shows that were hosted in Milwaukee. So they might do like a TV themed unit so you can walk in. And other people around the world have done like Harry Potter themed. Or do you do any
Yeah.
of those, or do you
Or do you just
It
make your house look pretty?
well, it
do you
depends
try to
also
keep
on
it
the
like
budget.
basic, like a long-term rental?
Yeah, basically it will be based on the
Yeah,
budget that we have. And then
that
also,
is true.
yeah, and then if you want to have a look like really like a hotel type, then we need to really put some budget on it. But actually, I'm sharing also to my clients that it should be like, what do you call this one? Budget friendly. So
Mhm.
that if ever there are any stuff
Yes.
that will be um what do you call this one, that we need to change again and again, so it will be not too costly on the part of the unit owner or investor.
Yeah.
But
The
usually we
replacement.
have a team, especially if the building or the project's like it's named under short residences, something like that. We'll create an ambience as if they're in a resort, in a beach, something like that. It will be like
Love it.
more
Yeah.
of blue, like that. It will be aligned to that.
Yeah. And I'm sure people like that. I'm sure you get some return customers because they like the feel of the units, which is, I mean, a big part of short-term rentals is how can you recreate basically the repurchase
Yes.
of people coming back.
Yes.
And do you have any like long-term, I guess, goals for going more Airbnb? Because it seems like that's what you would enjoy more, at least from the short time we've been talking. You like Airbnbs more than long-term?
Well, to create money more, of course, Airbnb, but of
Yeah.
course, so that it will be less of like you need to look for new tenants every now and then. It will be safer to have a long-term rent so that you'll just make follow-up on the third month. If they will renew, they will
Yeah.
extend, then it would be nice to have longer term as well. Long-term
Yeah.
renters. Yes.
And where are you finding these properties? Do you guys have, because we have like an MLS, it's a nation, well, I guess it's sectioned out by states and by counties, but you can go on and everybody who's licensed like myself can see these properties that are on before the general public. Do you guys have something set up over there as well where you can find, or do you off market?
I'm sorry, I didn't get it because it's kind of choppy. What is it again? I'm sorry.
Like how do you find your property?
I think he's trying to ask
Okay.
how you find your
Properties.
properties.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
the ones that you buy, do you yeah.
Well, yeah, because I'm also sharing a developer wherein people can start investing, so like SMDC, SM Development Corporation. So I am selecting locations which are really fit for business, like in the central business district, near to the airport, or near to where development is. So we usually guide. Yeah, so like me, I put
Yeah.
all of this in areas wherein I know there will be benefit in my part as an investor, as well as a sharer for the benefit of investing, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it will be in a prime
So you're
location.
big into location, not so much like, yeah, location, not so much the house type. Location is where you're focused on.
No, actually, I am more of the condominium properties, and then
Okay.
also we have also house and lot, something like that, but very limited. But we are more on focus on condominium because we all know there is a scarcity of land in the Philippines now also.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask, are condos more popular there, or like the homes more popular?
Well, it depends on the preference of the clients. Yes, majority Filipinos, they all want a home, a house and lot. But I told them, what is your purpose? Do you want the investment to create money, or is it for personal use, something like that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I always align based on the purpose and the goal of the client. But
Yeah.
majority, of course, they all want to have a home.
Yeah. And that's a sign of a good person who's listening to what they want. And I feel like these questions might be like elementary or like basic, but I've never been to the Philippines, so I don't even know what the lay of the land looks like. If it's a bunch of condo units because of the land shortage, or if you still have some of those areas where you could put up single family homes.
If it
Oh,
were
yeah,
up
we
to
still
me, I would be in a condo all day long. I don't want to take care of a yard. I don't want to take care of everything, anything. A swimming pool would be great. A workout room would be nice. Like I want it at my fingertips. But my husband says no. So
It
You gotta
depends
have the
on the
yard to enjoy.
purpose.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the Philippines, of course, we still have a land and a place wherein they can have a house, a bigger yard like that, and a garage. And but in the main cities in Metro Manila, in the main city, yeah, we don't have much land anymore. So majority of the development are into what do you call this one? Condominiums, because we don't have
Yeah.
much land in that area. But in the
Yeah.
provinces, yes, of course.
Okay.
And outside of Metro Manila. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds pretty similar. I mean, in the metro cities here, it's pretty much condos and apartments. And then as you get further away from the city, you get houses and houses and bigger houses and bigger
Mhm.
houses. And it starts to decline when you hit the next big city and
Yeah.
go back into those apartments and condos. Okay, so it sounds similar
Yes.
in terms of like makeup of that. What obviously there's a currency difference between the US and Philippines. What is a value of a like a high-end condo or a condo like in your market that you look for? Like what I guess I don't even know the
Okay.
difference between the US dollar and then what's the currency in the Philippines?
Now, based on $1 in US dollar is like roughly like 50 pesos in the Philippines.
Okay.
So for a mid market, then a price will be like roughly $140,000, something like that.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, at present, yes. And then for a
Okay.
lower price, then we can go for a lesser $100,000, like that. For a one condo unit, one bedroom unit that could be rented out.
Oh, one bedroom
Yeah. That's
condo
why it
would be
should
about
be,
that price?
yeah.
Okay.
That's why it should be aligned to the purpose. Because if I have a client, then they will use it for personal use as long as it's well explained that they need to pay this and that and everything. They all have the money, then it's okay. But if it's for business, then it's okay, because this area will will
Yeah.
definitely give them a living a passive income,
Yeah.
plus the appreciation value over time.
Yeah. That's
just
cool.
like just like how I was able to have my property, the very first. So I got it at roughly $70,000 in dollars. Now it's double the price.
Wow.
So now that price is what we are following in
Okay.
that area. So
And
that's how it is.
you still have that first property, right? You still have that
Yeah,
one?
I still have. Of course, I want to keep them for
Yeah.
long.
Do
Yeah.
you ever see yourself trying to go bigger and get like how you were buying like a condo unit? Do you see yourself scaling to getting buildings, like bigger buildings, so that you can kind of like maximize, or do you like the niche that you're in?
Oh, of course, I always go big.
Go big?
We all want to dream it. Just like what my professor told me. Don't just sell and sell. No, you need to be a developer. You need to have your own and everything. So it's just so funny that there's one developer where it was named like same name with like mine. So I told them, no, I can't use my name anymore. I can't
That's
have an
crazy.
Alea residences.
That's
So
nuts.
yeah, so of course I always want to have my own. Yeah, that's why. And like I always said, everything starts with one, with small, and I hope so in time.
Yeah. I mean, you'll get there. If
Yes,
that's where your goals are, you'll get there.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Do you try to stay to like two purchases a year or three purchases a year? What's your kind of goal every
Um,
year or every month?
um, okay. Actually, because next week is my birthday, so I want
Happy
to have another
birthday.
Happy
one.
birthday.
Yeah, in advance. So November 12th, I want to have another one, the one across the NAIA airport. It's still in the construction stage, so it will be turned over after like 56 months. So with um with just like $250,000, $250 per month, I can start investing again with that small portion of money, little by
That's
little.
awesome. Yeah. But it's amazing you take those little bits of money and over time
Yeah,
they grow way faster than what you could do at a daily job. So,
yeah,
and like you said, you don't have to pay the full amount. You just pay your small little portions and it works, which is
yes, yes,
awesome.
And then you have
yeah,
somebody
Do
else paying
you
off your mortgage for you, which is even better.
yes. That's why I'm also encouraging Filipinos or OFWs or like foreigners that with just a small
right,
portion of money,
right,
they can start investing. That's why even though there is a situation, we have COVID, we have pandemic, we can still invest,
right,
right?
right. And
It,
that's the whole goal. I love people like you that see the future, kind of take the plunge, even though you didn't go through your whole life knowing you're going to get into real estate, but something hit
yeah,
and it took off, and ordinary people can do it and live amazing lives with it.
yeah, yeah. Actually, my dad was so scared before that this part-time work of mine will be my priority. That like he's saying that, hey, you're still a nurse. That then I told him, what if this new work will give me, you know, a better life for me? So should I stick being a nurse? Anyway,
Right.
I can still go back. So I told him it's okay. Then now you know what he's saying. Okay, don't rush to go to America. It's okay if you will not work as a nurse anymore. That's it. So he can see that I'm enjoying and I love to work in my own time like that. So it's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's a good way to put it. You can always go back. Like if this thing falls through, you can always go back to nursing. I mean, I was in sales before this. They always look for salespeople. So if
Mhm.
I necessarily need to, I can go sell somebody else's product.
But you'd rather sell houses.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm enjoying what I'm doing. And I'm big. I feel like my audio is cutting out. Is
It is.
it, Natasha?
It is.
Ugh. Has it been the whole show?
Yeah.
Sweet. Sorry, everybody, for my internet.
Just upgrade, Marcus. Just upgrade.
I need to. I need to, apparently. I
I
didn't
just
think my
did the
internet
other
was
day.
that bad. I had no idea. Well, Natasha, I mean, we're coming up towards the end. I'll try to fix my internet, but Natasha has the creative last question. And this one I'm interested in because we've got an investor who's hands off. So I want to see what comes of this question.
All right. So I don't know if this even applies to you, but are there any like do-it-yourself projects that you've done that you're really proud of?
Do it yourself. What kind? Is that in a form of construction
Yeah, like
or
or just small projects around the house.
no, not yet. I
Okay.
didn't engage that yet. Do it your own.
Yeah.
So, but I'm looking forward to that because there's so many things to do sometimes. So
There really
uh,
are. Like the list is never ending, really.
yeah, yeah. So especially with the after sales, you need to
Yes.
take good care of the client. So
Mhm.
as I'm just so happy that we just recently yesterday I'm able to assist the client even up to the turnover of the
Oh,
unit.
good.
So yeah, so that's an achievement. Then, but really, I'm waiting for the day that I will also do or help my clients to do the furnishing, setup, and everything. But of course, there's a lot of work to do for that.
Yeah, that's like full service
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
right there.
So just imagine. Yeah, in time maybe.
Yeah.
Well, awesome.
Maybe that would be awesome.
Yes. And I think we need to study as well for the interior, what's best for this and that.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
hope that comes to fruition. Yeah,
For sure.
we've had some interior designers and they definitely look at things way differently than I do as a builder.
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah.
A whole
Especially if
different
I
view
have,
on a room
I-
than I do.
whenever I have a client and they are architects or engineers, they will ask me, oh, what kind of measurement is this and that and everything. So since I'm not an architect, I'm not an engineer. So it's really hard for me since I'm coming from a nursing career or field.
Mhm.
So it's
Just
really
tell
a
them-
challenge.
Just tell them to bring their own tape measures and tools. Here, you guys, take care of it. Hands
Yeah,
off.
but over the years, of course, we learn to study and that.
Sure.
And yeah, so whenever we have clients, then we just need to offer the
Mhm.
best one. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. So
Just keep striving to be the best and you'll get there.
yeah, I hope so. Yes.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, that is super cool. I hope our listeners understand how fascinating that is, moving countries and still getting into real estate. If there's anybody that's outside of their comfort zone and still succeeding, you're nailing it. So keep up the investing. That's super cool to hear. And I'm looking forward to like some big updates.
Yeah.
Maybe have you back when you get that big building that you're looking for. Have you
Oh,
back on the
yeah.
show?
Yes. If there is something kind of spectacular and some kind of different, I will share it to you.
Oh,
Awesome.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
Yes. We'll keep
We
in
like to
touch.
keep a pulse on our guests and see what they're doing. They're always up to
Yes.
something cool. So, well,
Yeah.
I appreciate the time on the show. I'm going to stop bugging everybody here and the audience with my bad internet.
That's okay. We'll keep you around, Marcus.
I'll try it, just not the internet. The internet will leave. Do you want to sign us off, Natasha, with some good internet?
Thank you so much for listening to us today. This was season 2, episode 14. We will catch you all next week. Thank you so
Yes.
much. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
See ya.